You'll find the news you need to know here at The Hub. The other headlines on this edition. The BBC talks to the leader of the banned Pakistani group, accused of the Mumbai attacks in India. That's after the US posts a $10 million reward for his capture.
Why they offer this bounty to other people? Why don't they give it to me? I can tell them my whereabouts on a daily basis.
India's new but second-hand nuclear-powered submarine. One careful owner, Russia, but a tragic history. The challenge of ageing populations. How will the developing world cope as the problems and numbers multiply? Now on The Hub, India has joined a very exclusive club. It's now the 6th country to have its own nuclear-powered submarine. It has leased this sub from Russia. But the vessel's history could be ominous. 20 Russian crew members died on board this vessel 4 years ago when a fire safety system went off by mistake. The BBC's Sanjoy Majumdar reports now from the commissioning ceremony at the big naval base in Visakhapatnam. Its growing naval fleet looks east with increasing concern about China's growing military strength.
A historic moment for India, and the country's navy put on a grand show, welcoming the INS Chakra, the nuclear-powered attack submarine that's going to be at the core of its naval defences. It's been shrouded in secrecy, but finally the wraps are off. After a 40-day voyage from Vladivostok, it's been inducted into the Indian Navy, even as a patrol boat kept a close watch on the proceedings.
This is the latest generation Russian nuclear submarine. It has a complement of 80 sailors. It's faster and quieter than anything India possesses at the moment, and has the ability to remain underwater undetected for long periods of time. As its commanding officer told me, with this he can outrun any potential threat.
The Chakra has a checkered past. Soon after it was built in 2008, an accident on board took the lives of 20 Russian sailors. One reason why the delivery date was significantly delayed. But the Indian Navy is upbeat. The Chakra will be deployed on India's east coast to counter the growing threat of China.
This will further strengthen the capability of Indian Navy to meet any challenges to our maritime security.
India is uneasy about Chinese naval activity in the vicinity of the Indian Ocean. Over the next year, India will add 7 more warships to its growing fleet. The beginning, perhaps, of a new arms race between the world's 2 fastest growing economies. Sanjoy Majumdar, BBC News, Visakhapatnam.
Well, joining The Hub live from Gurgaon near Delhi is former Vice Admiral A.K. Singh. He was a submariner and then Eastern Naval Commander until 2007. Admiral, thanks for joining me here on The Hub. India is ordering its own nuclear submarine, which should be available from the end of this year or next. Why then has there been this rush to lease this second-hand Russian submarine?
Nick, the submarine which we are making in India, that's a strategic ballistic missile submarine, and that will start sea trials in a month or so. And I think there are follow-ons for that, but that's a strategic submarine called an SSBN. Now what this one is, the Chakra, is the SSN. It's a hunter-killer attack tactical submarine, and it's a different kind, it's a different beast altogether. The job of this submarine is to destroy enemy submarines, enemy warships, and coastal targets using conventional cruise missiles and torpedoes. The one we are building is a second strike capability. It's a strategic ballistic missile submarine. So the two are totally different.
Well, that's very important to clarify, a very technical issue, but of course very important strategically. But why is this now so important? Because A.K. Antony, the Defence Minister, said this will ensure security and sovereignty of India. What's the threat then?
Well, Nick, we keep looking at, we are beginning to look eastward for the last 5 or 6 years. We are beginning to look at China's growing navy and China's growing presence in the Indian Ocean region. And we are looking at the crystal ball, we feel that in another decade or so, the Chinese will have a bigger presence here. And we need to maintain some kind of symmetry, some kind of strategic balance between our sea power and the Chinese sea power. And this Chakra is the first of the building blocks. And as you mentioned, as far as we are concerned, it is the fastest, the deepest diving and the longest range tactical submarine we have in our Navy today.
Admiral A.K. Singh, thank you very much indeed for joining me here on The Hub, live from Gurgaon.